Hi guys, it's Minx here, hope you're doing well. Today is the day I'm going to start answering some of the questions from the Q&A, my 700,000 subscriber Q&A, and let's jump right to it. A lot of you obviously asked the same question, so I'm not going to say who asked the specific question, because there was many duplicates for every single question, but I'm going to pick some that I feel are important, relevant, or perhaps ones that aren't that important or relevant but were over asked, so I feel the need to address them because people don't know. And let's jump right in, shall we? Question number 1. Have you ever met one of your fans? The answer to this is yes. There's been a few occasions where I've been recognised on the basis of my voice. The people that have met me have always been very respectful and not taken any pictures. They've always been very excited to see me, which I guess as someone shy as myself, sometimes I'm a little taken back by that. But in general, it's been a really positive experience when it has happened. I'm not sure I could deal with it on a large scale. I'd find it a bit overwhelming to have lots of people jumping up and down, trying to get my attention, as it were. But the occasional times I have met fans, it's been good. It's been a good experience, and they've always been very pleasant and very respectful and very awesome people. So if you're one of those ones watching this video, thank you very much. One of the most common questions is, a lot of you know that I suffer from depression, and a lot of you asked, why are you depressed? There was obviously extended versions of that and things like that, but a lot of you asked why I'm depressed. And there isn't really a particular reason why I suffer from depression. It's just something that hits you. It's something people suffer from. And I don't really need a reason, as it were. It's just that anything could happen that day and it could get me down, or I could just wake up that morning feeling terrible, feeling sad, and it's like sometimes I have, I guess, more legitimate reasons than other days, but it just happens, is probably the best way of putting it. And I think that's, in general, how people with depression are. You know, things will get them down regardless, even if there isn't necessarily something to specifically get them down. And yeah, I mean, it has affected my life in a big way. Like, there's been many times when I've been too depressed to function in my life. It's been a long time since I was that bad, but it certainly can happen and has happened. And certain days I feel terrible, as you will probably see from my Twitter feed on occasion if you follow me on Twitter, which you all should, because that's really important. Link in the description. But yeah, my self-esteem issues, I guess, are kind of separate, perhaps, from the depression. I mean, perhaps in some ways they're interlinked, but I definitely have serious self-esteem issues from a young age. In fact, pretty much all my life, I've really disliked the way I look and the way I am, and it sounds like it should be an easy thing to change, but it really hasn't been, and I haven't really found a way out of it yet. I mean, maybe one day I will. I really hope that one day I will. But at the moment, it's something I really struggle with. And maybe I need to see a shrink more and that kind of thing. But I've seen many and nothing's really helped in the grand scheme of things. So you never know, though. Maybe one day I will feel better and happy and confident in myself. But until then, it's unlikely, it feels right now. But you never know. You never know. I have a really wonderful, supportive person in Chrism who tells me I'm wonderful all the time, which certainly helps me feel a bit better sometimes, and that's nice. And you never know, maybe I will get over that part of my personality at some point. Another question that was asked that I guess isn't that important was, do you actually have purple highlights in your hair? This was asked more than any other question, and the answer is no, and that's fairly common knowledge too. The manga Minx character is just a caricature, as it were. I have had purple hair before, but I don't right now. Technical questions, a lot of people asked what video capturing software and editing software I use. Again, I feel this is probably fairly common knowledge, I address it quite a lot, but it is Bandicam that I use to record, and I use Vegas to edit my videos. Now this is another one that was asked a lot, and I guess this is a more important question. I'm not sure how helpful my answer is going to be. How hard was it for you to come out as a lesbian is a question I'm asked a lot, and I'm not really the best person to ask that because my family have always been so accepting and so understanding that I never really had to come out. Like, it was just a non-issue. And to be fair, even with my extended family, even with my grandparents and stuff, it was a relative non-issue, and I really had nothing to worry about on that front. So I'm not a good person to ask, especially if you're in an environment where you're going to suffer hostility for, you know, people knowing that you are gay or whatever. It's a much more delicate scenario, and I'm really not the best person to ask. I mean, my recommendation is if you're having problems with relatives perhaps mistreating you for your sexuality, or you worry that they will mistreat you for your sexuality, to call like a charity or something. Many countries will have, you know, like charities for GBLT people to call and get support, and that's my advice. I would say I'm not qualified to properly answer that question. What led you to record and make these rap songs? It's just too much fun, right? There was lots of questions like that, but that's one I happened to save and copy into my little document here. I really enjoyed making the music videos and recording the songs. When I was a kid, I was the sort of person who would sing and rap in front of like my computer screen while I listened to songs and stuff, and this is just really an extension of that. I don't think I'm particularly talented, but I think Dave certainly brings out the best in my limited musical ability. So it's really good fun to work on, and we're hoping to do a ton more over the next few months. It's just something we really enjoy doing together, and it's something we're hoping to do more of. So hopefully expect songs at a greater frequency than the first two were over the next few months. But we will see. There's always things that can go wrong, especially making music videos is incredibly complicated compared to making normal videos. Right, so, a lot of people asking me about my education as well, like what I did in college, that kind of thing. I never actually went to college. In fact, I didn't properly finish high school to begin with. I did sort of wrap it up a bit later on, but I really feel that my education was distinctly lacking. I had a lot of trouble with, like, bullying and stuff at school, which probably is what, in hindsight, perhaps damaged my self-esteem in the first place, and as a result, I just didn't go properly, you know? I just dropped out. I'm not very academically minded, and I'm not very, I don't really enjoy that kind of thing. I suppose in the future I might consider going back into education once this YouTube thing has run its course. It's certainly something that's on my mind sometimes, but I don't know. I guess we will see. But yeah, I'm not a particularly well-educated person. Most of my knowledge comes from reading or television. Question number 7, will you ever do a Draw My Life video? The answer to this is probably no. There are a lot of bad things that have happened to me in my life, and I feel that revisiting them would probably be a really bad idea. And much as I'd like to share stuff with you guys, I think on a personal level, like emotional level, it just really isn't a good idea for me to go back there, as it were. So I hope you guys can understand that and be respectful of it, but that is the reason I won't be doing a Draw My Life video. Number 8. Another really commonly asked question, and this is one I get on all my videos on a daily basis that slightly drives me up the wall. Actually, it's possibly the most irritating question out of all the questions I get, and that's, why don't you play with this person? Why haven't you played with that person anymore? Hey, why don't you make more videos with that person? I have absolutely no say 99% of the time in who I make videos with. If I'm invited by someone to come and play a video, play some games with them, that's awesome, and I'll go and play games with them. If I'm not, I'm not. Like, I guess I'm not, I don't feel I'm part of any, like, YouTube cliques of, like, groups and things like that, so I'm not often part of a larger group. So, you know, if I'm invited along, it's wonderful and I'm really happy about it, but if I'm not, you know, I can't make people invite me, and people have their own busy lives to attend to, and, you know, it's just the way work works, you know? So, yeah, I really, it bugs me a little when people are like, oh, do you hate this person now because you haven't done any videos with them? It's not a question of that, it's just a question of I haven't been asked for this person to work with them, and that's that, pretty much. And there's nothing I can do about it, but there are plenty of people who do ask me, and I go and work with them, and you see videos with them, and if someone else asks me further down the line, you'll see videos with them. It's just how the system works, as it were. What would you do for a job if you weren't a YouTuber? what other jobs have you done as well? I have had other jobs. I have sold gas and electric. I have sold mobile phones for quite a large chunk of my life, more than I've been done YouTube. If I weren't a YouTuber, what would I do? If I weren't a YouTuber, I'd probably try and get an education to do something that wasn't as shit as selling mobile phones or gas and electricity, because I absolutely hated those jobs. They were soul-crushingly depressing, and to be fair, they made me ill. Like, it was unbelievable. Like, I suffer from really bad, like, anxiety disorder, and those jobs was literally things that triggered it on crazy levels all the time, and I really probably shouldn't have been doing them, but I needed to do them to make money, so, you know. But hopefully, I'll be doing this YouTube for at least a year, 2 years more. I mean, I'd like to do it for as long as I can, so who knows? However long I'm doing YouTube for. And then after that, I guess I'll have to see where it goes. Maybe I'll do something that leads on from YouTube. Maybe I'll have to go to college and learn something I actually care about and take it from there. So we'll see. But whatever path happens, it happens, you know? And finally, a lot of you asked about Chrism, who is currently laying behind me sleeping and looking adorable. She's just stuck her tongue at me, so she's not actually sleeping. She's been listening to this whole video. And how did we meet? We met on my Steam fan group. Chrism was a fan of mine, and she is the ultimate fan, I guess, because she ended up being in a relationship with me. And she's been in the UK on holiday, but hopefully she will be coming back on a more permanent basis pretty soon, and we are gonna hopefully have a wedding sometime in the new year. There's various things that need to be done, and she's gonna have to go back again after we get married and that kind of thing, but hopefully within a year we will be together permanently. That is a plan, and we'll certainly be spending a lot more time together this year than previous years, so I'm very excited and very happy. She's wonderful, and it's just awesome she's in my life. And I will be doing more videos with her. We're gonna do a lot more content together. It's something I really want to do, and I know you guys have been asking for it a lot, so there we go. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little answers to questions part 1. I will do a part 2. I'll go through a bit more and find some more unusual questions perhaps, and I'll see you in the next video I make. Bye!